Third time lucky, third time lucky, third time lucky. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Ask Miss Sweet. This is the third time I'm actually trying to record this episode because yesterday, my neighbours were arguing out in the garden and they couldn't stop arguing. I waited for 15 minutes for them to stop and they never stopped, so I gave up. Tried to record in the house, but I couldn't, so I thought, I'll try and do it tomorrow, which is tomorrow's today. And yeah, it's all good now. Hope everyone is doing well today. I think it's going to start raining, so if you probably at some point in this video may hear raindrops falling on my window, because just right behind you is my window, so that's probably why I'm a bit more whiter today. But yeah, I got a really interesting question from another user asking, when will the world end? When will the world end? That is quite a question that some people may tend to ask, because we've always been bamboozled with several, I'm gonna say fiction facts, because in the beginning people always assume and always build up to them as facts. That, for example, in 2012, some people said that the world will end and put it forward as a fact, but as soon as December 21st, 2012 came around, we all know that nothing happened. Personally, I thought it was kind of odd that it fell on my dad's birthday. But yeah, again, it never ended. And on the 9th of September 2009, we were told that the world will end then. But it didn't. Also, it said at 9 o'clock as well. It didn't. So, first things first, never believe what people will say, because this end of the world malarkey has been played on for so long, it's kind of ridiculous, and you only have the people who come up with the idea and stories that the world will end are who to blame. I'm not sure who would be the right person or the right group of people that will determine that the world will end. Can hear my clock going, I don't think a few can. I'm on the opposite side of my bedroom. I'm thinking which type of people would be best determined to tell the world will end. I don't know the word, but people who study the earth. I don't know the word. Global warming, I'm not sure what to think about that. In my defence, the world does get hotter and it does get colder. It does randomly rain so much and it gets dry so much. That's what the world does, that's what the earth does. It's nothing different. Yeah, sure, it's random to have a drought here or have it snow in April time. I think it was April at some point. I know a few years ago it did snow in April. That's springtime, but then, yeah. Spring is a funny month though. Anything can happen in spring. We did have a really wet summer at one point, but previous to that we did have a really hot summer. Oh, I'm hungry. But now we're having a really hot summer, so no doubt in 2015 we'll have a really wet summer, because that's how the Earth does it. There's nothing to be worried about. Yeah, there's going to be a flood, but we need to be really careful about that. The Trent is 15 minutes away from my house. 15 minutes walking distance, I should say. At one point it did fill and flood, and drastically flood all the way to my street. Luckily I was away on holiday at the time, but we saw it in the newspapers all up above, I think can't remember. I think it was at doorstep height. I think it wasn't too high, but it was quite concerning. You couldn't see the road at all. The drains were full up. We did have, we're prone to have drains that get jammed. I'm going to say jammed, I can't find the word. We're prone to the drains getting jammed. The phone going. Every time I record, the phone is going. But no doubt Chris will probably get it at some point, but yeah. I'll try to ignore it for a second. If it's important, I will leave a message. The drains are prone to get clogged and overfill because there's so much water for it to handle. But it's a drain, it's its job to handle the water and manage it. Shut up, belly. My belly's talking now. I had a watermelon for breakfast. That's its job to do, and not to cause more of a flood. Also, the roads are supposed to be dented up, not flat, like we always assume roads are. It's always dented up, so we don't have on-road water. It just like drips down. The camera went. Also, with our roofs, they're not flat; they are pointy. So rainwater will go trickle, 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 and into our drain systems. Yeah. Where was I going with this? I completely lost it now. But yeah, talk about the floods. Did have another flood a while ago. There was a whole open land, and how can I explain? This is one open land, that's another open land, and in between the two is the River Trent. And the River Trent over flooded, and you could not hardly see the open land. It was like the sea. The sea just came to you. It was just like the open sea, like a coastal area. Even at one point, there was an area where there were animals, and then that got flooded. I've no idea where those animals got to, but hopefully someone who was in charge of taking care of the animals took them to safety. It would be pretty sad if they got washed away or drowned. But it is in a problematic area with the River Trent, and animals shouldn't really be there. You know? But yeah, that's the weather. It's the weather. Climate change. I'm not too sure about it. I probably might get told off about saying what I'm gonna say, but everyone has different opinions. Remember that. Personally, I feel that... I got so stuck on my lip. Personally, I feel that climate change is here to scare us. Yes, I do agree that we need to change things. Carbon emissions, the crap that comes out of cars. Electric cars. I'm not too sure about electric cars, but you can charge it up for so long and it goes not so far. You can charge it for 8 hours and it only goes for 10 miles. What's the point in that? Silly. I heard that buses run on water. Do buses run on water? I swear I heard that buses run on water. Someone clarify that. I don't know if someone's joking with me, but I always assume they always use some sort of fuel like cars, because it is like a car. But there's got to be another way of fueling our cars, or whatever. Also, electricity. Electricity. Never leave all your lights on in a house. One, because it's idiotic and you're wasting money, and lights cost a hell of a buttload. Understand that. And also, 2, it's burning everything. The power plants, or whatever type of power plants we have. There's a power station, quite a few, 2 counties back. I was in Leicestershire. I think it was Leicestershire. It could have been in Nottinghamshire. The outskirts of Nottinghamshire, I think. It's the other side. It's not this side. There's like a huge giant power plant. Huge. It's not really nuclear. So I also assume the big giant pillar ones. I don't know what it's called. I always assume it was the nuclear plants. Like from The Simpsons, where Homer works at. It's all that pillory things. But honestly, it's not nuclear. If it was nuclear, we wouldn't be around it. I think it is possibly flipping coal. It's blooming coal. I swear it's coal. Or whatever thing we use. I don't know. Nuclear is pretty strong. Yeah. Do what you do, nuclear. Okay. But yeah, coal, other types of fuel will damage the system, and we should find some other things to stop that. If not, in my old age, we'll be in a dystopian world. I think a dystopian world, and our ever-growing elderly population. That's not going to help. And we need them damn robots. Need them for the NHS. Robots for the NHS. Yeah. I need a robot looking after me in my old age. Well, when will I be? I think I'll be in pushing 68 in 2060, because I was 8 years old in 2000. Yeah, I'll be in my 70s in 2060. Be watching the 100th anniversary of Doctor Who. Yeah. But yeah, I've napped on long enough. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you want to take part in a future episode of Ask Miss Sweet, make sure you send your questions to my SpringMe, my Facebook, my Twitter, and down here on YouTube. Make sure you add the hashtag AskMissSweet to the end of your questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember, I always grab all your questions and put them in a folder and do them in a block. At the minute, I'm doing like 8 episodes because I just got 8 questions from my last blocked video. It's not blocked, it's in a block. But yeah, if you really enjoyed today's episode, give it a like. If you really liked it, give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you liked it, favourite it. And there's a subscribe button down below. If you click it, something magical will happen. It won't be red, it will change your magnificent colour. Try it out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye bye. Hooah.